Hi, we're here this morning at the Leatherwood Ford parking area at Big South Fork, and we're going to do a section of the John Muir Trail that takes you upriver. I'm sorry, this part of the trail follows the Big South Fork of the Cumberland River, and we're going to do the portion of it that leaves from Leatherwood Ford and heads upstream to the O&W Bridge. It's been probably 7 or 8 years since we've done this particular trail. The last time we were here, the O&W Bridge, which is was pretty neat within itself. It's an old railroad bridge, but most of the boards were all tore up, and I understand that they have since replanked everything and replaced the fencing on it. So we're pretty anxious to see that. But once my wife rejoins us here, if you bear with us, we'll get this started. Thank you. Yep, and we're starting. Heading this way. And sign reading stuff. See, Rufy, this is the one that the first part of it goes through that old campgrounds.
Yep, I remember. Like a little castle by the water.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice and cool under the bridge. There's a little camp spot along the trail. We passed, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them on the way back up here. But my understanding is there's like an old campgrounds along the river area that is now just part of the trail. And there's quite a few of them along the first part of this trail. This rock here, the last couple times we were out here, my wife climbed up to the top of it. She calls it a ship rock. To her, it just looks like a plow end of a sailing ship or something. But let's see if I can't find a picture of it and post it up there in a little corner. Pretty. Oh, and a nice little rhododendron arch, or whatever you want to call it, to walk through if you don't keep stepping in holes. We met a pretty nice guy as we were leaving the campgrounds this morning. He runs an outfitting service that comes in here to the Big South Fork, mostly guiding trail hikers and multi-day overnighters. I think when we get home, we got his contact information. I'm gonna try to stay in some touch with him. See maybe if he can either guide myself or us on some backcountry overnighters or something through here. I think that'd be fun. Man, is it humid today. Trail's been pretty good so far. It's pretty damp, kind of muddy in places, but for the most part it's fairly flat. There hasn't been a lot of any real elevation change, and only a couple, 2 or 3 good switchbacks that I can recall so far. I'm not. Now they said it in the trail guide said I'm going to get this part wrong one way, but it's either following an old railroad bed or it's following an old road bed. But either way, it's been before a trail. It was kind of graded out and leveled, so it's been a pretty good hike. Okay, now I think we're in the old railroad bed. River's pretty quiet off to the right. It's been a little while since we've caught some real good glimpses of it. And if I remember from past times, up here on the left in a little bit, there's some pretty cool rock face that we played around in and so forth last time we were here. It's been a few years though. I'm sure it's still there, I just don't remember details.
Sorry.
Somebody put that bridge there specifically to walk across it, and you walk around it.
Was easier.
Jeez.
All about the knee.
This is the boulder field area, which is just around the mud hole that I just stepped in from the first glimpse of the bridge. So I think she wants to take a quick break, maybe replace some of the gallons of water we just sweated out, and we'll probably play around over in here for a few minutes. How you doing, Ray?
Thankful. Alex, look at that.
What?
Looks like a camel.
It does.
No, can you see it?
Yeah, I do.
With this tree, there's a hump.
Yeah.
It's a camel.
Okay, so I'm going to focus in on this rotting tree over here, but my wife just noticed it, and to her it is a camel.
From right here.
But it does, I guess, look like a camel
If you come here and sit
stretching
down,
his little neck out.
and there's this hump.
What do y'all think?
You better say no.
I know I can see it from here too, Ruthie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
That's why I said something about not slowly. First I was wear this shirt tomorrow.
Now from a little bit different angle, this really does kind of look camelish, even if you include the rock off to the side. Does he not look like a camel laying down, just staring at you? Pretty cool, huh? There's been quite a few of these little two-plank wooden bridges here, and this is probably probably the 10th, I guess, we crossed. Ooh, spider web. And pretty good sized rock. Graffiti.
Is that a penis?
Yeah, it is. 1,000 years from now, to be protected archaeological evidence of mankind. Right now, it's just trashy graffiti.
Well, if I was Ronnie, I would be very proud of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think picking up your trash would have been, people just don't care there, over. But there's the bridge. We're going to head across that. Yeah, the last time we were on this bridge, all the planking was warped, twisted, missing in a lot of places. This is nice. I'll stop up here in the middle, but there's a view from the river going back downstream where we just came from. Yeah, this is much nicer. And the rapids upstream right at the bridge. We've been up here a time or two before, following the shoreline on the left-hand side. Trying to find a decent place for backcountry spot and maybe some fishing and whatnot. And this is as far as we have been the time before, so if we do check out the Devil's Den area, which is on that way, it'll be something new.
It's 0.6 miles.
Alright, I think we decided we're going to do the Devil's Den thing. So it's man, it's pretty slippery and muddy though. But at least we're not in the hot sun, which was the other option.
You know what? It's very devilish.
Yeah, it is very devilish. There's a pretty muddy path up, and just to show you, we're just on the side of a pretty steep hill. Man, this is getting pretty gnarly. That was quite the climb up so far. A lot of the switchback trails getting us to this point are heavily washed out. A lot of mudslides and so forth. So, but I think we're getting close. Yeah. Maybe a chance to replenish some water. Oh, we've got to be getting close. But They came from down in there somewhere. Yeah, they ain't there yet. Oh, we're close. We're just one switchback above the little waterfall. I don't know how much longer we're gonna move forward. My wife's getting kind of worried about her knee and getting back down out of here. Can't say I blame her. It's been pretty rough climb up. Most of the trail has been washed out. We'll trudge on forward just a little bit longer. Seems like we're constantly just trying to see what's around the bend. Well, I think we're going to call it quits here. There's a small creek crossing just ahead of us. The bottom is pretty soft, and my wife doesn't trust crossing it with her knee being what it is. We've had a pretty good climb to get up to this point and haven't found Devil's Den, or if we have, we haven't found a sign saying we have found it. So we're going to call it the end of our trip here and start heading back. Hi. We've worked our way back down to the river in a nice little shady spot in the sandbar. That Devil's Den thing was pretty grueling. Kind of sorry that we called it quits, but what do you do? I'm not going to ask my wife to push herself harder than she wants to push herself. So anyhow, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the river edge down here before heading back to the car. We still got 2.5 miles to go to get back to it, and probably have our little lunch down here while we're in the shade, cool off a little bit. And again, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the woods.